What's up, guys? I'm back with another video finally. I know it's been a while, but you know, sorry for the delay in videos and updates, fellas, but you know, I got a new one here. Real quick, I want to get down to it. I don't want to bore y'all, but basically what I want to do here is some of y'all that's followed me know that I did a budget build for a GMC Sierra with a LS, already in it, 5.3 build. It was just a cheap budget build, budget turbo build. As you can see in my other videos, went through all that, but that truck's gone now. I moved on to something different, as you can see here. So we'll just get down to business here. This is a 97 S10 or GMC Sonoma, sorry, whatever you want to call it. It's 6.0 swapped. It is on Holley Terminator X. But besides the point, this video isn't about that. This video is about LS, anything LS swapped. Anything that's got an LS in it. As long as it, you got the room. This video is going to be about budget built LS swaps. This is just going to get strictly down to business and show you guys that you can do a budget turbo build on basically anything that's LS swapped. You just got to get creative. I mean, especially S10s, this will kind of lay it all out there for you. If you got a G body, a Mustang, whatever's got an LS swap in it, you got room. If you want to turbo it, follow along with this video. Like I said, you'll have to get creative. Some of your bins and all that'll be different, of course. Your hot side may be different, but this will give you a general idea of how much it'll cost you. There's a lot of false information online telling you got to have, a $7,000 turbo kit. You ain't got to have that. You just got to get creative and use good components, quality components, and do good work. That's all you got to do. You can go cheap, just don't buy anything that's unnecessary. But real quick, we're just going to go through it. Like I said, it's a 97 S10 Terminator X. It ain't much. I'm still working on the interior. I'm going to gut it all. This is going to be a drag truck. It's got the bare minimals in it. Like I said, I'm going to get around to cleaning it up. Just, we're not really worried about the body right now. I'm not really worried about the interior. Just focus on getting the truck functional where I can drive it, go to the drag strip, play around with it. But let's pop the hood, show you what I got going on. It's said, don't pay attention to the body right now. It's a beater right now. It's a beater, but you know what? It's fast. So it's all that matters. So let's prop this hood up real quick. Sorry, I'm filming this on an iPhone. I haven't pulled my GoPro out yet, but later on we're gonna do some pulls. Go around and do some pulls in this thing. I'll put my GoPro on so you guys will get to see some of that. But anyways, here it is. 6.0 swapped. It's got the Holley Terminator X on it. Also I wanted to mention that's not something you guys have to have. That was just a luxury that was on this truck when I traded for it. But you can also go cheap route, truck PCM, truck harness, way cheaper than the Terminator. But I will say the Terminator X allows so much more capabilities. But we'll get into that. I'll make separate videos for that. I'm learning how to run the hardware or the software now. It's got a lot going on with it. I'll tell you what, you can figure it out, man. You got it going on. But anyways, let's get started. It's got the LS6 intake. Don't know much about it. It's what I'm running for now. I would rather run a truck intake, but whatever. Stock throttle body. Fuel rail, it's got the transducer there to work on the Holley. Tells you what kind of fuel pressure you're running. Let's see, we got, for the injectors, we got Deca 80s. Those are like $340. As you're watching this video, guys, I'll name what I got into everything, and you guys kind of do the math, and I'll show you what about what it's going to cost you to get something up and running. But like I said, those are the Deca 80 injectors. I'm not sure how much power I'm going to be able to make with those, but I'm going to try to max them out. Eventually, I'll go something bigger, probably go with some Bosch 210s, but right now that's all my pocket could afford. So threw them 80s in there, and we'll kind of go from there. Run a BR7 EF NGK plugs. Let's see, for the hot side, we got the eBay turbo manifold. It is, I believe, $190, $200, something like that. I got this one for like $140 on an auction. On eBay, it was like used. But honestly, it was just rusted when I got it. No big deal. 150 bucks, I think, is what I got in that. So did that. Over here was the Shorty truck header. That's for S10s. That's I just kept that on this side. Actually cut it and welded a V-band on the end of it for the crossover pipe. So I'll show you guys the crossover next. Let's kind of take it one thing at a time. So you got the eBay turbo manifold for the passenger side log. Truck header over here, which you can use the stock truck manifold if it'll fit. Don't know if it'll fit with the steering shaft right there. You'll have to see. I knew this header already fit, so I figured why not use it. I did invest in a Harbor Freight welder. I have access to a welder at work, so what I did was I used the cheap Harbor Freight welder to weld up and just to tack all my pieces in place. And then once I got them where I liked them, I would take them to work and finish the welds. So I know some of you don't have that luxury. That's definitely something to think about if you're going to get into this, is figure out how you're going to get your stuff welded and welded nice. Anyways, I got a V-band coming off this header. If you can see it real well, there it is. Had to get creative with my cuts, but like I said, I did this in my driveway with a cutoff wheel and a $100 welder from Harbor Freight. So don't tell me you can't do this, guys. Anyways, we did the flex pipe. I think I paid like 60 bucks for my tubing through Speedway Motors. Like $10 for that piece of flex pipe off of Amazon. Make sure you get the right one. Make sure you get the one with the piping inside of it, because you don't want to buy the one with just mesh, because you will have a huge boost leak. But that right there is sealed up really nice. We're going to see how it goes. If it ends up giving me trouble, I'll cut it out of there and put a solid piece in there. But it did make it way easier in fitting this flex pipe up. But anyways, I'll run over and show you guys the other side real quick. And then we'll get on to the other stuff, the good stuff. Let's see here. All right, as you can see, here's the other side. I haven't wrapped any of this yet, which I plan to. Just haven't wrapped it yet, just because I didn't feel like it. Had to reroute my tranny lines, you know, keep them away from that, but still got to tuck those up out of the way with some zip ties or something. But anyways, there it goes to the V-band on this side. Yeah, there's the flex pipe. Let's see here. Sorry for the video quality, guys. I'm doing the best I can. All right, so that does it for the hot side. I got, let's see, I have about $280 in that hot side. That's including this, the manifold and everything. The V-band clamps, I bought those off of Amazon. They were like, I think $10, $15 a piece. So to kind of do the math on that. As far as this piece here, I actually bought this off of eBay. This was like $15, but didn't have to have it. But I wanted a spot to reference my wastegate a little bit better than off the manifold. I didn't really want to weld onto this, but if I had to redo it, I probably would put it here. You know, weld my flange here. But anyways, bought this T4 to T4 extension. I think it was like 30 bucks, 20 bucks, something like that on eBay. Put my wastegate flange here. I don't know if you can see it because of that heim joint I put there. But anyways, took that to work. Once I got that tacked in place, took it to work, got it welded up, got my wastegate there. And of course, the turbo. I got about, what was this? I think this turbo was like, this is the most expensive thing on this build. This was like $430, I believe. It is a VS Racing 7875, 125 AR. I got the 125 instead of the, I can't remember, I think the other one's like a 105, I believe, I can't remember. But I got this one, it was the same price. So mark that down for about $450. Again, my piping, bought a piece, about pieces of piping off of Amazon. I think I got like 30 bucks in the small piping here. I bought a piece of 4-inch. I bought a 4-inch 90 is what I actually bought, and it was I think it was like 48 inches of stainless steel, and I just took it to work, made some cuts, and ran my exhaust. The V-band, I believe, between the V-band and the exhaust, I think I got about, let's just say $100 in the exhaust pieces here. Just round that out. Let's see, that pretty much covers it for the hot side, as far as from the turbo back. Let's see, got the wideband in there. I'm not too crazy about the placement, but I don't really have much choices. So, you know, kind of is what it is. Don't do too bad, you know, but it does sometimes when you're on the freeway, kind of get some false readings sometimes from the air bouncing off the fender exit pipe. But, you know, it is what it is. The wastegate, sorry, I forgot to mention the wastegate. This is a Speed Daddy, I believe 50 millimeter wastegate. I can't remember, it might be a 60. Cannot remember off the top of my head. If anybody's got any questions about it. You know, right now I haven't had any troubles out of it. It's been performing pretty good. I got a 6-pound spring in there right now. My last truck I ran a Speed Daddy wastegate, and I'm sorry, I ran a Speed Daddy wastegate at first, and then I switched over to XS Power. Really, they was real similar. So yeah, I may go with a VS wastegate eventually, but yeah, that's what I could afford right now, and it's been all right. So keep an eye on it. See, cold side. I have a, I'm not sure on the dimensions of this. I think it's like a 26-inch intercooler. When I measured this, I didn't realize I was going to have this much room. I would have liked to tuck a 31-inch intercooler in here. Still may in the future. Not sure. This one's been doing all right for now. I think it was like $100 on eBay. So I got $100 in this intercooler here. Definitely should have went with a 4-inch. This is a 3-inch. Like I said, it's been doing all right though. Look into changing that in the future. That's easy. Cold side piping. I bought a cold side piping kit. I think it was $120 on eBay as well, or Amazon, whichever you prefer. Both the same as far as pricing. But yeah, you know, you gotta get creative. You know, depending on your application, whether it's a G body, whatever you're building, S10. You know, get your intercooler mounted, and then figure your cold side out. But you know, buy the cold side kit. Yeah, you'll have to make some cuts. You can always use couplers to put it together, but you don't want to have a whole lot of, you know, couplers. If you can weld up, you know, pipes, get them all welded. But you know, I know some of you don't have access to a TIG welder, so by all means, you know, run your cold side piping, use your couplers. Just be smart about it. You know, try to use minimal couplers. And yeah, very easy to construct a cold side, fellas. Don't put too much thought into it. Just be creative, make it work. You know, this one's routed from the turbo. Straight piece comes down into a 90. Comes under the headlight bracket. You know, I had to cut some pipes out of the way, you know, cut some metal out of the way, you know, to make room. But you know, put a 90 in there, the coupler there. Same thing on this side, you know, coming off with a 90. No coupler down there, you know, because I was able to take it to work and weld it. But you know, you may have to put a coupler there. So be it. There's a coupler there. Eventually I'm going to get that welded up, you know, not too crazy about that. This truck did have a blow-off valve on it at first. The blow-off valve was fine. It was the flange. For some reason I couldn't get the flange to seal up. Would not seal right. So you know what, I just got rid of it because it wouldn't make no boost. It was blowing on my boost through the blow-off valve flange. You know what, got rid of it. Don't need it. So we are running without a blow-off valve. Haven't had any issues right now. Then again, I just now started driving this truck, you know, in the last few weeks. But yeah, that pretty much does it for the cold side. Here we got the IAT sensor off of a I believe it was a GMC Jimmy or a Blazer 4.3. Got the bung, the 3/8 MPT bung, got that welded in. I think that was like $10. Sensor was like $20 off of, I believe, Amazon. Yeah, Amazon, which you can get the same sensor from whatchamacallit, Motion Raceworks, wherever you prefer to buy your parts from, you know. But yeah, there it is. So we got that. What else did I have to put on this truck? It's kind of, you know, having the Holly kind of makes it nice. You know, you don't have to do so much, you know, as far as delete the mass airflow and all that, you know, depending on what you're building. But, you know, if you got questions, if you got a similar build, if you're trying to, you know, build a G body or whatever you got LS swap, feel free to hit me up. I'll be more than glad to shed some knowledge, some advice, whatever, if I can help, you know. But yeah, this is what I got going on for now, and we're gonna see what kind of power it makes, you know, once I get it dialed in. You know, I'm trying to tune it myself. You know, I got a buddy that's helping me. You know, we just got a Holly self-learn tune on it right now, or a Holly bass tune, and it's on, you know, it's in goes into open loop and closed loop, you know, the learn mode and all that. So I'm, you know, been transferring the bass, you know, the bass learn to the fuel map and all that. So, you know, I'm working on the tuning, trying to figure that out. So it is what it is. But anyways, back to this. You know, had to get aftermarket A-arms, just because this turbo log, forgot to mention, the turbo log I didn't have much clearance with the stock A-arms, so I did have to put these $100, $130, whatever they was, tubular A-arms, upper A-arms on to give me some clearance. But hey, if you got a G body, you'll probably have to do the same, or an S10, you'll definitely have to do the same. So keep that in mind. And don't think that this is the only cold side you have to run, or a hot side you have to run. You can use a different turbo log. You can use stock LS manifolds if you want. You can spin them around. You know, you can build your hot side. You can buy a T4 flange from eBay. You just got to get creative. If you got a welder and a little bit of fabrication knowledge and a cutoff wheel, and like I said, and some creativity, you can build your own hot side super easy. I just took it the easy route for now. But next time I do this, you know, I probably will consider flipping the manifolds around and, you know, building it, you know, just building it all from scratch, buying my own flange, you know, that way I can put my turbo where I want. That's kind of why I did this, you know. It allowed me to move the turbo over a little bit, gave me a spot for my wastegate. Either way, it was going to hit the hood, so I had to clearance the hood, so it is what it is. Catch can, can't forget that. I got about 50 to 60 bucks in that catch can kit. I ordered the can and the 10AN hose kit, so yeah, add that to the total. Let's see, I used the Earl's Plumbing or whatever equivalent 10AN push-in bung fitting that goes into your PCV. Then over here I used the $15 oil cap with a 10AN bung on it from Amazon that goes straight into the valve cover. A lot of people get bungs welded on here, which is really cool. I just didn't want to do that right now, so went this route. It was quick and easy. As far as my vacuum plumbing and all that, for my wastegate, or not wastegate, but yeah, my wastegate, boost controller and all that, use this kit here with the push lock fittings. Very nice, man. I definitely recommend using those. But you know, whatever you want to do, what tickles your fancy. Anyways, it came with these real nice little slick fittings. I think these are 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch MPT, I can't remember. But anyways, the kit was like 20 bucks on Amazon, and it came with the fittings, and it came with a little tubing cutter, it came with a big roll of tubing, it came with all these little, you know, splitters and everything. But anyways, as far as boost controller, I'm running a Mac valve, a 3-port Mac valve for my boost controller, controlling that through the Holly, which is really, really cool. So right now I think it's a 5-6 pound spring or whatever's in my wastegate, so you know, I'm trying to double that. Probably end up with that 10 to 12 pounds, hopefully. We'll see how that works out. Really haven't played with that too much, but kind of mess with that. As far as the oil feed, it's a $25 oil feed from eBay, Amazon, whatever. I can't remember how long this one is. I think it's 72 inches or 60 inches, whatever, 5 foot. Runs down the back of the block under here. Not sure if I can get a good picture image of it. Sorry guys, but it's right behind this header right here. There's a little port, there's a little block that comes off of there. You can run your oil feed through it. Let's see if I can get it through the wheel well. I can't get it, I'm sorry guys. But anyways, there's a little block under there that it's like 10, 15, 20 bucks, whatever, on Amazon that you can get for your oil feed. You can get ones with one little port in it. You can get them with 2, 3 ports, whatever, however many feeds you plan on coming off there. Some guys will put their oil pressure sensor right there, you know, whatever you want to do. But that's how I did my feed. As far as my return, I bought the actually the turbo came with a 10AN bung, and I was going to use it in the oil or the timing cover, but what I did was I just bought a 45-degree 10AN fitting, and I cut the threaded side off at an angle, and I drilled a hole in the bottom of my timing cover just like I did my 5.3 truck, my Sierra, and I got it welded in there, and that's how I did my return. Most guys go through the oil pan, whatever you want to do, but I had the timing cover off anyways when we did the sloppy stage 2 cam, so you know, went ahead and did that. It's a lot cleaner looking in my opinion. Comes straight up into the turbo. That's very important when you're doing this, is make sure you get your feed and your drain. Make sure your turbo is as straight up and down as it is. Make sure that oil is getting in and getting out, or you will definitely have failure. And also pay attention on some of the, I'm not running a restrictor with this turbo because it doesn't need one. But if you're running a Chinese turbo, whatever, off of eBay, GT45, whatever you're running, make sure you find out what kind of restrictor, what size restrictor that needs, because you will blow the seals out of your turbo. And it, you know, just asking for failures. So keep that in mind when you're doing these cheaper builds. But yeah, said it's a cheap build. It ain't nothing special, but it's fun, and it gets you under boost for cheap. You know, don't get me wrong, I would love to, you know, go buy a On3 kit or a Huron turbo kit or whatever they are nowadays, but you know, this is what my pocket can afford, and this is, you know, what my wife, you know, is okay with. So kinda, you guys know what I mean. But yeah, this is what I can afford on my budget. But you know, by all means, if you can afford it, have somebody do it for you, or you know, buy, you know, nicer stuff. But you know, if you want to build something cheap, get something on the road and have fun with it, you know, this is for you. So, but anyways, you know, this is going to be a little drag truck. It's a street truck too, you know, but I'll eventually paint it. But yeah, it kind of is what it is. But as far as the fuel system, this thing has it's got a fuel cell in it. You don't have to have all that. It's just what I have. As far as fuel pumps go, though, I do have 2 dual 450 LPH pumps. When I got the truck, it had two 340s. I went ahead and did the dual 450s. That way I don't have to mess with it later. Right now they're both wired in direct, but I'm eventually going to put them on a hob switch. That way I ain't gotta, you know, the way they're not active all the time. But anyways, let me show you what I got. Don't hate on the wiring, because I haven't had a chance to clean that up yet, so just taking my time. But anyways, here's the fuel system. Here's the pumps. You know, they're wired in. Just a cheap fuel system, but hey, it works. Making plenty of getting plenty of fuel pressure. It's pushing the injectors. You know, it's doing all right for now. So I got about 250 bucks in this fuel system. You know, I went a little extravagant, kind of. You don't have to have this by any means. You don't, you know, a single 450 would do you fine. But you know, if you want to be safe, and if you only want to do your fuel system once, go ahead and throw 2 pumps in there. You know, be done with it. You know, that way because you know, as soon as you do them 80s and the 1 450, and you go out and make 10 pounds of boost, 15 pounds of boost, you know, the next year it ain't gonna be enough. You're gonna only make 20, or you're gonna make 25, and you're gonna be like, man, I should have, you know, made my fuel system support that. But anyways, do what you do. The truck does have a Ford 8.8 underneath of it, out of an Explorer, 373 gear. Eventually we're gonna get it cut down, not too much, but I'm gonna narrow it a little bit so we can tuck these wheels up under there a little bit. Probably stay with the same size tire. It's a 275 50 15. It's a 26.5-inch drag radial. Like I said, with a 373 gear. Truck does have the on-off switch. You know, don't pay attention to that license plate. I'm an idiot. All right. Anyways, back to the fuel system. It is on E85. Yeah, I much prefer E85, and you can make way more power with E85. So if you have it in your area, definitely recommend the E85. But yeah, that's a basic rundown of what I got going on. It's a 6.0 with a big 78, 75 millimeter turbo, sloppy stage 2 cam, deck of 80 injectors. Let's see, turbo 400 tranny, the Hitman trans, supposedly up, 750 horse, what it's supposedly good for. So we know it's good for, a little bit more than that. But I don't know what kind of power this is going to make. Honestly, if it makes, for right now, with that small spring in there and those injectors, if it makes, 550 to 650, somewhere between there, I'd be stoked. Definitely want to make more. Definitely plan to in the future. That's kind of why I went with this turbo, because this turbo is capable of a lot more. And with the injectors, see how much power we can make with them, and eventually go with a set of 210s and get extreme with it. But yeah, this is my basic build for right now. It's cheap, and it is what it is, and it it gets the job done. But keep in mind though, if you go this route or something, you definitely want to reinforce your turbo, because it's a lot of weight on that flange. Had I not used this and it had just been on the regular flange for the log, I wouldn't be so worried about it. But I did make a bracket and a heim joint, kind of support some of the weight, so if you got something like that going on, keep in mind that, but yeah, this is all you got to do. I mean, you ain't got to get crazy with this, you ain't got to get all extravagant, you don't have to get no $500 boost controller. You can run a Turbo Smart T, or if you got a Holley Terminator X, you can go with the Mac valve. You don't need a transducer. You don't need all that, man. I mean, if you want it, yeah, you can get it. You can go that route, but you don't need it. This is the bare minimals. The plug wires. These are $50 plug, $40 plug wires, whatever. Dragon Fires from I think Amazon or something like that. I haven't had no problems with them. The injectors I got from VS Racing, the turbo I got from VS Racing. Doing the math on this, for everything I've got going on, minus, I'm not including the motor and the tranny and the Terminator X. I'm not including that in what I got going on. But let's go over this again. $100, $120. We're at $220 for the injectors. $340. So let's go. We're at $460. If I'm doing my math wrong, I'm sorry. So let's just say $500 for all that. Then we go to this. This was $50. So we're going to say $550. Turbo was $450. So we're at $950. I had about $250 in my hot side. So let's say $1,200. We're at $1,200. $50 in the catch can setup. So we're at $1,250. Let's see. What else am I missing? $20. Let's just call it $1,300. What else we got going on here? E-fans. You might need E-fans. You may want to add them in your budget. I didn't count for that. They're already in the truck. Let's see here. Exhaust piping. Let's say $150 in that. I'm at, what am I at? $1,350, $1,400. I'm sorry if I messed that up. Let's say $1,400. Okay, $1,400. Fuel system, $250, $300. Let's go $300. So yeah, $1,700. Injectors, we went through that. Fuel rail, we're good. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'm missing something. Let's see, $30 for your lines and your fittings. Let's say $1,800. Under $2,000, fellas. Maybe a little bit more of that. Let's say anywhere from $2,000 to $2,500. Give or take some extra things, whatever. Head gaskets, whatever you want to throw on it. You can do it. Anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500, you're going to get somewhere close. That's all it takes. If you got any questions, fellas, hit me up. Hope this helps. Hope this inspires somebody. I hope this reaches some people. I hope everybody can see this, that it's, it's not that difficult. It just takes a little bit of ingenuity, a little bit of time, and a little bit of creativity. If you got a saw and a cut-off wheel and a way to cut things and move things and a socket set, man, get busy. Get you a welder and get your LS project under boost, or whatever you want to do. Nitrous, whatever you want to do. You ain't got to be boosted, but yeah. here it is. Here it is, guys. I'm gonna do another video. This video is 30 minutes long, so sorry for the long video, but I'll do a separate video of it running. But yeah, I'm gonna get off here and I'm gonna make another video. I don't want to bore y'all, but yeah, if you got any questions, please hit me up, fellas. Holler at me. Hopefully you like it. You know, if you do, like and subscribe to the channel. I want to start doing more things. You know, want to start, you know, branching out and trying to help the community and get part of, you know, more part of the community as far as you know, the LS swaps and I want to get more involved, you know, in the drag community and all that. You know, I want to take this a lot further than what I'm doing with it. I'm doing this out of my driveway, you know, but you guys support me, I'll support you. You know, help me out. Let's get something going. I want to open up a shop and, you know, get through all this, man, and I want to make something out of this. So if you guys like what I'm doing, please let me know. If there's anything I should do, anything you guys want me to do, you know, any videos y'all want me to make, anything separate, whatever, let me know. Let me know if you don't like it. I don't care. You know, just let me know, fellas. I'm trying to do something. Later.